Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Babcock Davis. This is their part number RH-KIT-HOA. What we're looking at here is a replacement hold-open assembly used on their RH series security roof hatches. And this video is to serve as visual and dimensional evidence of the item. So this is the bracket that mounts to the underside of the lid. This will attach in its four mounting points with these. There are four bolts, panhead machine bolts. They might be 5/16 with what is called a rivet nut. That's going to allow you to install this down onto your item and give you the ability to squeeze down over the material thickness. And there's four of those. Will give you the ability to connect your hold-open arm here, but the same bracket permits you to install the top lever mechanism of the lifting mechanism. There's a link below this video to the cut sheet, and you'll see, and an image of an installed item as well. You'll see how this bracket does double duty in that regard. So as we go through this, we're going to take dimensional measurements of everything. Overall length of the bracket, and these are really intended to help determine for you if this is the item that you need. 18-inch overall length. Down to that first hole, looks like we're about 3/4 inch. To the second, about 6 1/4. To the third, about 11 3/4. And then to the last, about 17 1/4. Overall width, about 1 5/8 inches or so. This is going to have an overall depth out here at about 3 7/16. And then the smaller bracket, or the bottom portion for the lifting mechanism, about 2 1/4, about 5 1/4, and then about 5/8 center line, and then to about 4 5/8 for the mounting point. It's going to be made of steel. It's going to have a corrosion-resistant coating on it, like a zinc-type coating. So that's the lid portion. Now the sidewall portion is here. This bracket is also going to feature 4 bolts and 4 rivet nuts. Okay, hex cap screws, I bet those are 1/4 inch, again with 4 rivet nuts. You'll get 4 of those. And that's going to be for your mounting. And obviously this is going to install, sorry, it's going to certainly look something like this when it's installed. Okay, mounted down to the sidewall. A red vinyl handle that you'll tap down onto here. You're going to get a decal, which is not referred to directly, but you can see it below the pull handle. That's what the decal's for. Okay. Let's take some dimensions of the sidewall bracket itself. Overall length of the rectangular bracket, about 11 1/2. Overall width, about 1 3/8 inches. That thickness is probably about 1/4 inch. A little light. Made of steel, corrosion resistant. The mounting point, just holding it backwards, so to speak. Overall height, about 2 1/2, with those screws at about 3/8 and then down to about 2 1/8. Overall width, about 2 13/16, about 3/8 over to about 2 3/8. Overall projection, you can gauge that there on the camera. The bracket itself is about 7/8. Overall to the outside of the arm is about 1 5/16. Length of the arm itself, the handle I should say, about 4 1/2. Some of those dimensions aren't too important, but nonetheless, the visual review, the dimensional review will help determine if this is an appropriate replacement for your model. The technical drawing is there to help you determine if this is the item that you need. I can also tell you that I'm not aware of anyone who has a similar model to the Babcock Davis version. So if your bracket's doing double duty, I would guess it to be Babcock Davis as well. And we provide this information because generally what happens is you're up on a roof and you have a roof hatch and you have a broken handle. I need one. And it's like looking for a part for a car model that you can't identify the model of car. So that's where the video comes in. If you are unsure, or if there's any doubt, send us an email. Send us photographs of everything. Inspect the sidewall for a name, a decal, a serial number. And if we can get that information, we can generally identify it. And then hopefully contact the manufacturer and ask for a bill of material, or at least a verification of what that unit would have been built using, to determine, yes, this is or this is not the proper hold open arm for your application. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Babcock Davis products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the Babcock Davis RH kit, HOA is what this is, roof hatch replacement, hold open arm, or any other Babcock Davis product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.